take me out of the Stanley Kubrick circle jerk. I
Oh my
cannot. Like,
god.
I saw a Reddit thread that was like, "Who do you think is the best director of all time?" And people were like, "Stanley Kubrick," and I was like, "Absolutely not." So anyway, A Clockwork Orange is on there, and if anyone like that is my red flag. Like, if you like that movie, I do not trust you. I will not be friends with you. Like, I
I
just
remember watching it as a teen and being like, thinking I was super edgy and cool for having watched it,
yeah.
and like looking back being like, I probably shouldn't have watched that at like 15.
It's so horrifying. Bro, hello and welcome back to the Kindred Spirits Club podcast. What's up, guys? How's
Hello, hello.
everybody doing?
Oh, I think we're all in a collective state of disappointment and
Yeah.
ugh.
Unless you're that podcast we were just talking
Yeah.
about.
Unless you are ugh,
Yeah.
like 47% of white women in America.
And have a Netflix show. Bro, I want to expose them. Yeah, so it's Friday, November 8th. We're recording this. Tuesday was the presidential election. I guess also like the Senate and House of Representatives and many other elections in the
Lots of
US.
elections with lots of
Lots.
disappointing results.
Yes, on Tuesday. So we don't want to get into it too much because we want this to be like a space where there are just so many spaces where people are processing this and are like analyzing it and feeling fear and disappointment. And we want to first just say we're not hidden Trump supporters. That's
No,
not
we
it.
are always going to be a safe space for Black people, people of color, Indigenous people, Hispanic,
Absolutely.
Latino, everybody, LGBTQIA
Any
plus,
marginalized
whatever,
community.
everybody.
We were raised
We're
right. We were
yes,
raised by really wonderful, strong women
we
who
will always
grew up in
support.
really conservative areas and still like decided that everyone deserves love and everyone matters.
Period. Point blank.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I cut you off? Sorry. Was there?
No, it's okay. I'm just so disappointed. I'm so like I
Yeah.
have so many feelings, but I don't even want to talk about them because I don't
Yeah.
want this to be a space where we're bringing people down even more.
Totally. 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 So what's new other than that? What have you been up to? I feel like I've just been like stress baking.
I did bake last night. I sent you a picture of
Yeah.
my Irish soda bread, and you were very impressed. But there's nothing hard about it. So if
Because it's
anybody needs
not
a
like bread that is like complicated. Is that why?
right, yeah, no, it's literally just like you throw the ingredients together, you mix them up. Try not to have like doughy monster hands, and then you dump it in a cast iron or a Dutch oven or some other pan and let it bake for like 45 minutes and it's done. There's no like rising, there's no yeast, there's no proofing, nothing involved. It's just basically like a giant biscuit, but they're so good.
I was gonna say it's giving like just enormous biscuit the
Yes,
size of your head.
exactly.
Um,
And it does. I mean, I put it in a big Dutch oven and it was probably like this big around. Not very tall. It's not good like sandwich bread or anything like that, but it is just really good. It's like crumbly, you can like, break it apart. And oh, I had some this morning from leftovers last night. That I made some cinnamon butter to go with, like some brown sugar cinnamon butter, and I smeared that on there. So good.
that sounds delicious. So it can be savory or sweet. I've
Yeah.
had soda bread before. Did you put actual soda in it? Is that what?
No, it's baking soda.
Oh, not being me being like, did you just dump some Sprite in there or something?
No,
I for some reason thought that was what it was, but okay, that's interesting.
no.
Baking
Some people
soda.
make them with raisins. I don't like raisins, and I have never had raisins in this
Correct.
household before, and I'm not about to start now. So
Yeah, that sounds nice. I feel like I've been definitely cooking, baking more. I made pumpkin pie without
nice.
eggs,
Oh,
'cause I don't eat eggs, and it was really good. Eggs is not as critical, I feel like, to baking as butter. Like butter
Okay.
just changes things. I mean, I don't know. Eggs are pretty critical depending, but I don't know. I find them just easier to substitute than like butter. So I made cookies also without eggs, but I didn't have like light brown sugar. I only had granulated sugar and it was a disaster.
Yeah,
I'm
that's not.
not,
You can sub light for dark. It's just more molasses, like
yeah.
or dark for light. It just changes the flavor a little bit, but you have to. Yeah,
They
you
were
can't.
just like crispy and they just crumbled, broke
Yeah,
into, and I was like, no, it
no,
was
the
so sad.
molasses is sticky. It makes stuff stick
It's very
together.
critical. Yeah, the I was just like brown sugar. Psh, I got granulated sugar.
No, you can make
Bacon.
your own brown sugar though with granulated sugar and molasses.
Yeah, but I don't have molasses, so I saw that too as a
Wow.
substitute. I should get molasses though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just learning some nice chemistry lessons. I don't have any of my notes about what to talk to because we're recording on my phone.
Speaking of sweets, Sabrina Carpenter's short and sweet tour.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I've
That was a
been
perfect segue.
yeah, perfect. I yeah, I've seen it on social media. I feel like we're just like in the era of like seeing concerts on social media now that I'm like,
Yeah.
why do I even need to go? Like I didn't miss anything. Like I mean, I would love live music, but I just don't ever remember like having such an intimate view.
What in the world is happening? Did you?
Yeah, did you see the thumbs up?
Yes, why did that do that?
I don't know.
That's so weird. But no, I feel like her tour has been so like yeah, I'm seeing it everywhere, but everything I'm seeing from it, I'm like in awe at just all of the different variations of the costumes
No.
and the fact that it's like a whole ass Broadway production
Right. The
basically.
conversation pit that they
Yeah.
have that they just create on stage.
Well, and like the screen that's down at the beginning where it's like her in the bathtub and then she comes out and she's like just wrapped in the towel like she had
Yeah.
just gotten out of the bathtub and the reveals and like
Yeah.
it's
And then the
just
mug
everything.
with the like steam to show the espresso. I saw that yesterday. I don't know if that's like a new addition or
Mhm.
whatnot, but yeah, I loved specifically the Halloween. I was like,
Oh,
oh
yes.
my God. It was just so, yeah.
Everything. It was everything.
It's very theatrical. It's just so well planned. She's really leaning into that kind of like I don't know what the aesthetic would be. Yeah, Broadway is a good one. It's like
It's a production. It's
on
just a
yeah,
production. And I think she gets that probably from like her Disney days where like everything feels like a production and it's
and it's like
all
themed.
every detail is thought about, every detail is pre planned and has a motivation, and it's just so well produced and well thought out and everything. Like, I
Mhm.
love it. I'm obsessed with it. I'll
Yeah,
never skip a Sabrina Carpenter video on my TikTok
I
For You page.
know.
Never.
I love seeing her rise. She's just been working for so long. I feel like for this exact scenario that she's in right now. And so, yeah, and I like to see the artistry. Like I like to see what she's doing with it. I feel like just right now we're just leaning really hardcore into pop again and I'm like
Mhm.
so here for it. Like I'm like give me that just dopamine hit, you know?
Yes. I've been loving the like the Chapel Roan, Sabrina Carpenter. Like it feels like Madonna, but it also feels like Lady Gaga circa like 2008, you know, like the best pop years of our lives are being like recreated right now and I live for it.
Yeah, I find that to be an interesting correlation at this time too, just given like it's kind of this I guess you could call it social unrest. It's like political unrest like but yeah, just I don't know, they just feel with I think with inflation and with just a lot of like geopolitical factors, macro factors, like it just feels really intense, you know, what we're going through. And it's like pop music is like such a reprieve, you know.
Mhm.
It's really nice to just have something that you just enjoy.
Yeah.
You just like you kind of impulse enjoy it and it's not something you have to think about, you know? I think that's
Right.
really part of it. It's like you don't have to think, just be.
Mhm.
Just enjoy, just feel, you know? I find that, I mean, also with like the music that came out, right, in 2008, right? Like when we were just like little fourth and fifth graders, I guess, and our parents were like
Yeah.
struggling. We're playing, I've seen so many memes that are like me playing Dance Dance Revolution in the living room while my parents are trying to not lose their home in 2008 or whatever. It's like, exactly. We're all like doing the
Yeah.
Wii Fit or some
Oh
shit.
my
Like
god. Wii Sports Resort,
Wii Sports, Wii Tennis,
playing
bro.
bowling.
Dude, Wii Tennis. I like
Mm-hmm.
miss Wii
We
Tennis.
Okay, so I still have I remember getting our Wii. Like it was Christmas present for like the whole family.
Right, same.
Um and I still have that Wii. Like the OG Wii. It's not like
I'm
my mom gave it
so
to me.
glad you
She was
didn't get
like,
rid of it.
yeah, I still have my GameCube and my DS Lite and my Game Boy. And my Game Boy Advance SP that I got for like my 8th birthday or Christmas when I was 8 or something like that. I still have that motherfucker. I know it would work if I had the charger. I
Yeah,
can't find the charger. I need to
yeah,
buy another one, but
yeah, you should.
um like I've never tossed a console that I've owned ever. So I still have that Wii and I still have all of the accessories. So I still have the tiny tennis rackets for the Wii Sports. Do you remember those? Why did they come out with so many
Wait,
accessories?
was it kind of like the Mario Kart thing, but then
Yes,
like
where
it's
there
that
was like
external piece? Yeah.
mhm. It would you would click the remote into it, and that's how the Guitar Hero guitars would work too, which I still have. You'd pop the remote, like you'd plug the remote in, pop it in there, and then the big thing would be the controller. So I still have the guitars. I still have the racing steering wheels and the Wii Sports tennis rackets. I don't know why the tennis rackets were like a thing. It doesn't help you any, I don't think. Like there's nothing to it. Like at least with the steering wheel, like you kind of
Actually,
understand
it
it a
does.
little
Yeah,
bit
like with the
better.
physics of the, I couldn't imagine playing Mario Kart without the wheel,
It's
just
hard.
having the phone, having the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have it for my Switch, and especially with that teeny tiny little controller, it's really hard to be like pretending you have the tiniest little
Yeah,
steering wheel in your hands. So
yeah.
it's nicer to have like a better sized, steering wheel
Yeah.
controller.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like this nothing has really caught fire like the Wii in terms of like the whole family being interested, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like there's still other consoles and stuff that have come out, but it's like the Wii felt so family oriented. Like it was like parents playing it, grandparents, like,
Yeah.
little kids. Like it was just so fun. I just miss the days of the Wii. Please come back, Wii, when we need you the most. But
the
you're chilling because you already have it. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
I don't have it set up, but I could. But then Xbox's response to the Wii was the Xbox Connect, where it was like the camera that you'd put on top of your TV, and all the people who had been like cheating in Just Dance or whatever because it was only the one controller that they were focused on. Like it could only sense the one controller, and so you could be lazy with like one half of your body and be, just doing the moves with the controller and it would pick it up versus the Xbox Connect. You had to, like, your whole body had to be in movement. And I remember sucking at Just Dance because my whole body, and they were like, you're not doing it right. And being like, I
really?
missed the Wii.
It's just like instantly that is a less fun premise. Like it's
Right.
all just about the Wii. So we love the Wii. We come back when we need you most. Come back in popularity, please.
They made a Wii U, but I never had one of those.
I still have the sticker on the bottom of my thing. Uh, I'm so glad we're doing the podcast and we're recording. I feel like the world is like falling apart around us and we're like trying to just cling to the things that like give us joy that we still have control on, but it's just so hard to like it's just so hard. Sometimes I just get these like internal panics. But anyway,
You need a
for
cat.
I need a cat. That's actually a great point. I'm getting surfaced so much like dog content. And I'm like, this is great. And actually, I'm dog sitting. Sal and I are dog sitting our
Oh, wow.
neighbor's dog. He's like this cute little. He's hypo. he's a hybrid dog. What is it called? A mutt. He's a mutt. He's like a tiny little, it's like a Chihuahua mixed with something, but he has hair instead of fur. So
Is
like,
this the dog that I met?
yeah, Alfie.
Alfie!
Yeah, he's so sweet. So our neighbors are going out of town for a few days and they asked us to dog sit and I was like, I would be honored. And whenever he comes over, like my blood pressure just like I can feel it just decreasing in points. He came over on election night and I was like, like just having something to like hold and pet and it would like lick me. I'm like, oh Lordy, this is so yeah. I just feel like, am I gonna, like how
Gizmo.
Hi Giz. Oh my
Excuse
God,
me, sir.
Giz.
He's like
Giz
stepping on stuff.
Giz is so sweet. Yeah,
Hello,
so
sir.
Sahil, my husband, is allergic to animals that have fur but not hair. So we
Mm-hmm.
can have hypoallergenic animals, but we also just been like, I don't know if we're ready for the responsibility of a pet yet, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think now though we're just like we need it for like survival and like just emotional support. I feel like, do you know about this whole thing of like women not having children because they don't want to like traumatize their kids or whatever? Have
I
you
mean,
heard?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like just, whatever. People are like, oh, I don't want to have kids because I don't want to traumatize them with my trauma, blah, blah, blah. That's how I feel about like a pet right now.
Oh my god.
I will literally like traumatize this poor animal with all of my baggage. But they're so good.
Oh, you're making me yawn, bitch.
Sorry, it's 9. It was 9. It's like 9 something here. Um, okay, so I watched the Martha Stewart documentary a few days
Mm-hmm.
ago, and I actually really loved it. I will say Martha Stewart is a very Karen-like figure in a lot of ways, but there's
Mm-hmm.
also just this really interesting like complexity and whatever. But I'm not gonna get into all that. But she's just very like, I mean, she's self-made. She grew up in this like working class family in Nutley, New Jersey, and just
That's a
basically
horrible city name, by the way.
Nutley. I
Yeah,
know.
that's one of the worst I've ever
I
heard.
know. I'm like, what the? This is Kate from the future editing in, funny enough, the same sweater I'm wearing in this video. And I'm listening back and editing, and I'm just like, this Martha Stewart like synopsis that I gave on her documentary is so boring. And I want to get to the point, which is basically that I was shocked that in this huge case against her, the key witness was her best friend of 20 years. And Haley is my best friend of more than 20 years. And that's the point in making someone to just delete a bunch of shit so that you can get there. Witnesses come, whatever. The key witness, who was basically like the nail in the coffin to her getting jail time, was her best friend of 20 years, who was
Yikes.
she was the maid of honor at her wedding, the godmother of her children, and lit like just all like 20 years of friendship. And that was the most horrifying thing to
Ugh.
me in the whole documentary. Like her husband left her for her like assistant. Like it was just like there's just so many
Oh
crazy
my
things that
god.
happen in and she hasn't talked to him in like 20 years, which is crazy. Like he literally just left her and they have a kid together. There's
Uh,
just so many crazy things that happen. But for me, I was like, the real nightmare is the best friend
yeah.
selling her down the river. I said, if Haley or Neri did that to me, I would
Oh, never.
never recover. Literally, I would never recover.
It would never happen, so fear not.
I know, but I was just like, this is traumatizing me. Like, her best friend is like the reason. Like, I'm not even saying that like she had to lie or whatever, but I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know. She was like, well, Martha knew the position she was putting me in when she said whatever this random thing that she's, and I was just like, bro, that hurt me. So I've been thinking about that a lot. I'm like, oh my God. I hope nobody ever does that to me. I hope like that is the true horror. I actually like thought about I was like I want to write a song about this. Like poor Martha Stewart. I feel like she's still
She's
really
doing all right now.
She's fine now. She's rebranded. You know what the source of her rebrand was? This is so
Snoop Dogg.
crazy. No, it was the Justin Bieber Comedy Central roast. Did you ever watch that?
Oh, I think so.
She was literally just like in obscurity, like in her garden, just vibing. And I don't know when this was. I feel like it was like 2010 or something. And Justin Bieber got arrested. And they were like, um, they were trying to get ahead of it. His whole team was like trying to
Hmm.
make this marketing, like turn it into some like fun marketing. And they thought it'd be funny to have her because she had gone to jail. And
Hmm.
her roast was really funny. I remember, and they like
Yeah.
replayed it, and it was funny. And that brought her back. I'm like, she owes her return to Justin Bieber. That's pretty crazy.
The Bic commercials always make me laugh with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart, where it's like the extended, um, like lighter, and she's
Oh,
like, "For
there's
your
a.
candles," and he's like, "Mm-hmm," and for other things too.
I've never seen that.
You have it? Oh, you'll have to
No,
Google it.
that's
Yeah, they have
hilarious.
a Bic commercial together.
Wow, wow, wow. Anyway, I had to talk about that because if you did that to me, I would never
I
recover.
can't believe you would even think I would do that to
I
you.
know you wouldn't, but I was just comparing it, right? It's like 20-year friendship,
If you
maid
committed
of
a crime
honor.
and the police were like, "Have you seen anything?" I'd be like, "Actually, I don't have eyes." So
Yeah, I know speak English. You'd be like, I'm Italian
I'm
American.
actually I'm deaf and blind and mute. So we gotta wrap
Yeah.
this up. I can't speak with you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, same. I was just like, that hurts, girl. Ow. So yeah, that's something I've been thinking about. That's on my mind.
Sheets versus Wawa.
Oh, pop off. Okay.
I have I feel so bad for Sheets and their
Sheets is a vibe and a half.
yeah, like it's not even their decline. They just haven't like maximalized their campaigning like Wawa has. But like, listen, all you Wawa lovers, all you Bucky's lovers, if y'all have never been to a Sheets, you have never experienced true joy. We got breakfast there one day, and they've got uh like cinnamon sugar dusted French toast bites that are like basically deep fried.
Whoa.
They're so good. Oh my god, they're so good. And their breakfast sandwiches, they use like Thomas bagels. They don't use like the shitty Wawa bagels. Sorry to Wawa, but they got shitty bagels. There's
Assault me.
always the Wawa that's nearby me is like
What is my
in the
hair?
middle of the afternoon. It won't be busy at all, but it'll get hit to be like 8, 9, 10 p.m. And all of a sudden, everyone in town is in there waiting on a large mac and cheese that tastes like you scraped it up off the floor. Like, it's fucking not delicious food that you're waiting way too long for because you came there when it was the only place left open, and
Yeah.
so did everybody else. But in the same vein as Sheets and Wawa, while we're on like a gas station roll, why do why is there 7-Elevens in California and the UK that don't have gas? I don't understand.
Oh my God, I forgot about this. Wait, there's this funny Instagram video I'll send you. This guy made a song called like there's 26 7-Elevens in North Hollywood or something. Because there are.
Dude, yes.
There's a lot of 7-Elevens, but like in North Hollywood, there's so many. But yeah, they're
They're
just like
just
convenience
convenience stores.
stores. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just convenience stores. They're not like some of them I think do sell gas. I actually don't know if I've seen a 7-Eleven in California that
No, I
sells.
drove past like 8 of them and I was like, huh?
There's
Oh,
so
no.
many. But yeah, they're like and they're like hybrid like I feel like there's you can buy like Indian samosas at a 7-Eleven like if you really want it. Like it's just it's like the Wild Wild
Yeah.
West in there, like whatever the person wants to sell. Yeah.
Oh, what is it the UK? Does the UK have 7-Eleven? I'm thinking of Canada is where I was at when we went to
Oh, I'm not
7-Elevens
sure
that
about
didn't have gas. And
yeah.
I was like, there is one time of year where Wawa, I agree, like really takes the cake, and it's this season, like the Thanksgiving season. Not with their gobbler sandwich, but with their gobbler bowl,
Mm-hmm.
because as we discussed previously, I think in like the first recording we ever did, my favorite meal is Thanksgiving dinner. So the gobbler bowl is Thanksgiving dinner, but I can get it like 4 weeks early.
Yeah.
So I can
So
get
it's like mashed potatoes, turkey,
mhm.
gravy. Yeah.
You can
Oh,
do
I'm so ready.
a like a split bowl where the base is stuffing and mashed potatoes, and then you get turkey and gravy on top. You can get them with cranberry sauce. I don't really like cranberry sauce, so I skip that. But you can also get sweet potatoes too if you want, and they're actually pretty good.
I'm so excited about the holidays this year because there's some, well, first of all, it's my first holidays in my home for the first set of holidays.
Woo!
I'm excited. I got, oh my God, I got, I had a Target gift card that I got for, somewhere along the way for my wedding. And so I used it to get Christmas lights. And in true like neurotic fashion, I'm like, I don't know what Christmas lights to get. So I got one of like all of them.
Oh my god.
And I just plugged them in and I was like, because you said something yesterday about like the LED lights have like a blue cast or something. And I was like, what
Mm-hmm.
is she talking about? But I don't want to get the incandescent ones because they don't really last as long and they get pretty hot. And I'm just like nervous about that being in California. Like, I don't want
The
anything.
LED is not the problem. It's just the tone of light that they have. The picture that you sent me with the three like next to each other, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like just the red and green ones. I feel like that looks weird. And
Yeah.
then the
Yeah. So
colored
I, for
ones,
context, I sent her a picture. I got three strands. One was red, green, and white. One was just like the warm white, and then one was just the traditional multicolor.
mm-hmm.
And so you don't like
the
the red, green, and white ones?
Yeah, that one looks weird to me. And then when you look at the colored ones on the right, take a look at how blue all of those lights look.
Yeah.
Like even the green and the red, like it's like a bluish tone. It's not that warm red, warm green. Like the light underneath it is not warm. And that's what I mean. And so
Yeah.
for those three strands, I do like the warm white best out of those three.
Yeah. I feel like I was looking this up on Reddit too. I was just like, what do people think? And it's the same consensus of
Mhm.
like multicolor is like nostalgic, which I'm like,
Mhm.
that's crazy that it's nostalgic to all of us, like that we, a lot of us feel that way. I'm like, we must be all in like the similar age bracket. But then the warm white is like elegant and like,
Mhm.
whatever. I don't need my tree to be elegant. I'm like, I just want to like it when I look
Yeah.
at it. But I'm so confused on what to do. Like, I really am like,
I would do just the white ones and then get garland that's like multicolor and fun
yeah, I
to like
saw
jazz it up
this
a little bit more.
the
Because
trend. Yeah.
the multicolor ones, it's like looking at a computer screen. I don't know. It feels like you need blue light glasses to look at them. I don't know. That's just the
I feel
vibe I
like I should
get.
take my phone over and be like, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
so weird.
I saw that. So somebody else said that on Reddit where they were like, I don't like that there's just kind
Mhm.
of this overall like bluish tone. But I'm confused. Did the incandescent multicolor ones not have that? Yeah,
These
oh,
are the three.
this is the
So you
photo.
see how like even though you can see the red, like all you see on this side is like blue.
Yeah.
And then this is all like warm and Christmassy. And this one, I just don't know. I just don't like it.
I like it for not a tree, you know? Like
Right, right, right.
I
On the
would
outside
like
of
it
your
for
house?
yeah, like
Yeah.
I would love it for like outside my house. I could put it out on the
Ew.
balcony. That'd be cute.
Ugh.
That'd be super cute actually.
The blue is
Um
just so like overwhelming. Ugh. Gives me the heebie
yeah.
jeebies. But me too.
Anyway, I love this season. I'm excited to be spending it in my house and there are some things I want to do. So, or somewhat centered around movies that are coming out. So there's movies coming out this year on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas
Hmm.
Day, pretty much as usual, but I actually want to see them. So on Thanksgiving, or right before Thanksgiving, I think it's like November 22nd, week before, Wicked is coming out. I am
Hmm. Hmm.
very excited. I went to see a movie last night that was really good. It was called A Real Pain. I'll come back to that in a minute. But there was like a trailer for like don't, use your phone or whatever. But and it was Wicked. Like it was the characters from Wicked and they were like, don't text, don't use your phone, whatever. And then it was like no singing. I was like, I love that they're really trying to get ahead of this, of like, don't sing while like the movie is playing or whatever. So I'm excited to see that. I think also Gladiator 2 comes out on Thanksgiving.
Is that the Pedro Pascal? See, you got
Yes.
another thumbs up for Pedro.
What?
Whoop whoop.
The
Um,
algorithm knows. And yeah, and Joe Quinn and
mhm.
of course Paul Mescal and Denzel Washington. And Denzel Washington has they've done a bunch of press together and he's just like given such high praise to Paul Mescal's performance. So I'm excited. I think I need to watch Gladiator 1 though, because I haven't seen it
Oh,
in so long. I remember watching it young for
I've
whatever
never seen it.
godly reason, but yeah, it's on IMDb's like top 100 movies or whatever, like top rated 100 movies to watch. So I'm gonna watch
Who
it
rated those
soon.
movies though?
I mean, yeah, those are your popular vote, right? It's not the Electoral College. It's a popular vote. So
I don't
probably
trust people.
period.
I don't trust people, period, but especially not in movie tastes. I don't know.
Yeah. I totally agree. Like A Clockwork Orange is on that list. I'm like, y'all can get fucked if you actually think. I hate Stanley Kubrick. I was thinking about this last night of
You
Jim
said if
Gumler's
Stanley Kubrick has no haters, I am dead.
I Am Dead. Like, I just don't understand like the violence against women in his films and like the purpose of it. Like, I know he's trying to be like a reflector of like society and whatever, but like when you watch like A Clockwork Orange and you watch the scene where like literally, one woman is essayed by multiple men. It's such a traumatizing scene to watch, first of all. Like, it looks like probably it was really traumatizing to film and whatever, but I'm like, what is the function of this? Like, why did we need to do that? Sorry, I'm popping off. But
Yeah.
and any of his movies, I'm just like, what is the purpose of showing like this heinous violence against women? Like, and people are like, his auteur style. Like, literally, people circle jerk for this man, and I do not fucking take me out of the Stanley Kubrick circle jerk. I
Oh my
cannot. Like,
god.
I saw a Reddit thread that was like, who do you think is the best director of all time? And people were like Stanley Kubrick, and I was like, absolutely not. So anyway, a Clockwork Orange is on there, and if anyone like that is my red flag. Like, if you like that movie, I do not trust you. I will not be friends with you. Like, I
I
just
remember watching it as a teen and being like, thinking I was super edgy and cool for having watched it,
yeah.
and like looking back, being like, I probably shouldn't have watched that at like 15.
It's so horrifying.
Yeah.
We need to restart this conversation. I need Caleb, Drew, and Brittany to to unpack because they'll be so much more like eloquent, honestly. But um so anyway, don't really trust that list. But back to movies, I'm excited. So Wicked, Gladiator 2. Gotta
Mhm.
watch Gladiator 1 first again to like remember where we left off. And Christmas Day, the Bob Dylan movie comes out with Timothy Chalamet.
Okay. Is
And
he playing Bob Dylan?
yes, Miss Ma'am, he
Okay.
is. And I watched the trailer. So I've seen the teaser trailer. I've been up on this. Like I saw when they were filming, I was like, okay, I
I
saw
didn't
like
know
his
that was a
costume
thing
and
they
stuff.
were making, but
Yeah,
all right.
there is a Bob Dylan movie where Timothy Chalamet plays Bob Dylan. The full trailer was released recently, and the movie
Mhm.
I went to last night played it in the previews. It looks incredible. Like the trailer, I mean, it's really uncanny. I don't like to give it to him too much. Like I thought Wonka was so whack. I'm a Wonka hater. I do not know. I mean, Wonka was a good movie. I did
Mhm.
not understand. I just didn't understand his whole thing because I think Gene Wilder is just like Willy Wonka, just to pop off for a second, is a deranged lunatic, right? Like he is unhinged in a way that is scary.
He lives by himself in a factory with a bunch of like enslaved little people that he like
Yes,
plucked out of the forest because
correct.
he's a fucking freak and
He's a
no one else can
freak.
stand to be around him.
Exactly. Like no human person wants to be around Willy Wonka. But I have Willy Wonka was like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory like traumatized me. Specifically the scene
Oh
where they
yeah.
go in the tunnel
Oh
and he's
yeah,
like,
that's
there's no
every child's
knowing where we're
worst nightmare.
and there's just that montage of just random scary shit. Are you kidding me? That was a formative fear of mine. Like Gene Wilder was my nightmares. And just the portrayal of him and Wonka, like I love Timmy. I love Timmy, especially I've been here since Call Me by Your Name, girl. Like I literally love him. But it was not connected at all. Like he was just playing like a slightly kooky boy. And I
Yeah.
was like, absolutely not. Like Gene Wilder would I was not here for it. I was like, I need him to be way more unhinged, way more weird. He was just did I say I think I said this already on a podcast. He was giving
I
silly
think
goofy
so.
at best.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was just anyway, okay. Maybe I'll cut
I
it out then if
can
you're
I can I tell you my favorite piece of Timothy Chalamet's work so far?
please.
It's the him and Pete Davidson on SNL. Yeet yeet skirt
Yeet
skirt yeet.
skirt, yeet skirt. That is
That shit
like
cracks me up.
iconic.
That's the
That is
only thing
so
that he's ever been
iconic.
in that I'm like, okay,
It's
I
so
get it. I like
funny.
it.
Yeah, that is a winner for sure. I've seen people like do that as like Halloween costumes. Like,
Hold up, yeet, drop that.
I feel like did they reprise that too? I don't know.
At
I don't know
one
if
point, yeah, they did. The second one was less funny, but
yeah.
the original was.
The original is so funny. It's like, you never loved me, mom.
And the way you can see him like trying to hold back the laughter too. I
Yeah.
love when people on SNL like
Or
break
like
because they
breaking.
just
I
can't
know.
not laugh.
Anyway, Timmy, I love you. I did not understand your Wonka performance. It's fine. But the Bob Dylan stuff looks really good. Like in terms of just how he embodied the character and like where they're gonna go with it and like just like portraying him as this. I don't know. He's gunning for that Oscar though. He's gunning for it. I just feel like this is the one where he's trying to like get the Oscar. So let's see what happens. But I'm excited to watch it. I'm really excited to watch it actually, I should say. So my holidays this year will be like centered around I want to hang out with as many people as possible. I want to make food and I want to see movies that I like. What about you?
Are you gonna go see what is that? The Chris Evans one, Red One?
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen that. Last night I was like, Sile, I'm so excited to see Red One. And
I
like
don't
the trailer with the like muscly ass like
Polar Bear.
polar and is it polar bear or yes, the
Yes.
polar bear that looks like the freaking the bear that we saw in the La Brea Tar
Oh my
Pits
god,
video.
yes.
It literally looks like that, but a polar bear. And then the snowmen that are like jacked, that are
Uh
like,
huh.
did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And The Rock, of course. Stranger Things, the teaser trailer, right?
Oh
Dropped.
god, yeah. With just the episode names.
Oh, it wasn't even a trailer, it was just the
No,
episode
yeah, it was
names.
literally
I just
just here's the names of the episodes.
that confused me because two of the episode names already have been used, right? Isn't The Crawl already an episode?
I don't
Like
think
from
so.
season 4? There's totally a Stranger Things episode called The Crawl.
I don't think so.
Can we confirm? I felt like The Crawl and then another one of them I'm like I saw that and I was like, are we gonna
A
relive?
Netflix series, The Crawl, The Vanishing of Blank, which we've seen a spoiler online that says Holly Wheeler, The Turnbow Trap, Sorcerer, Shock Jock, Escape from Camazotz, The Bridge, and the final episode is called The Right Side Up, which is like the opposite of the upside down. The right side up. So hopefully it means we're going to end with not Vecna destroying the world. Which of course,
Could
how
you
could they let it end
imagine
like
if
that?
it
But
was like
and
it's like,
actually,
okay,
after
bye.
all of this, we live all of us live in the upside down now.
Yeah, and it was like, well, then that's that.
They started taking down that high school
Stop.
set, and then just the other day they took down Will Byers' like tree fort, which like genuinely made me want to cry. I was like, no, leave it all up.
Everyone's like they could have turned it into like a museum or something, but I think it's
Yeah.
just like I don't
I
know.
hope they're not like destroying it and they're just like carefully packing it away to go live in some
Yeah.
sort of like Netflix museum or something
Yeah, I'm
like
sure they
Harry Potter
will.
set stuff that they
I
did.
mean, they have to. It's like it's so just incredible. I'm just
Yeah,
not ready for it to be over. I'm
I
like,
know.
I want to rewatch it. Like, it just feels just like such a bright spot in such a dark, ironically, in such a dark time. Like, it's just, I
I
just
don't
love the
know.
story. I love the characters. I just love everything about it. It's the best TV in the last like 10 years, I feel like.
I'm ready for it to be done, but at the same time, I will miss the characters.
What do
Like
you mean you're ready for it to
I
be
don't,
done?
I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like, I don't know. It's been like 10 years. We have to come to some sort of natural conclusion unless we're gonna age this show with these kids.
Which I
Like
think is probably what's going to happen, right?
it's only 1987, fall of 1987. The last season ended like March of 86. So we're only like a year and a half after
Right.
where the last season ended. But they've aged 10 years. Like
Yeah.
we have to come to a close at some point. These characters like need to, and I think there's room for spin-offs. I think there's room for like kind of follow-up, mini series, like what
Yeah.
happens to these characters afterwards. But I think that this story as it is needs to come to a close. And as much as I'll miss it, like you guys have to wrap this up before you no longer have the opportunity to, before you have to recast all of these people because they have grown to now
Yeah.
look like they're in their mid 20s
Yeah.
versus be 15 like they're supposed to be.
Yeah. I think they did not anticipate that with like the pandemic and the strikes and stuff just like halting everything. That must just be like a nightmare as a showrunner and like creators of a
Mm-hmm.
show that's like all centered on like children.
The makeup team is doing the Lord's work, making
Yeah.
like hair and makeup is doing wonders, making those
Like making
adults look like children again.
like kids, yeah. I think it helps too, like the 80s aesthetic. I feel like kids really dressed like kids too, in
Mm-hmm.
that like time frame. So I think that's helping them. But yeah, I'm ready for the story to be over in the sense that we've just had these really dramatic, like epics essentially. And
Mm-hmm.
then you have like a year and a half before you hear anything again. And it's
Right.
like, I need this to just be, I need to be able to watch all of this again and like, like know where it goes, like where it ends instead of just these like it was so satisfying watching. I mean, it was years ago now, right? Wasn't it
Mm-hmm.
summer
2022.
2022? And it's not even coming out till 2025, right? And I'm like 3 years.
At least 2.5. Like
Or
2025. If
2.5.
they release it at the beginning of 2025, it'll be 2.5 years.
Lord, please, dear God, I hope that happens. The thing is, it feels like such a summer show. Like, but
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, just give me the shit now. Like, just inject it into my veins. I've been waiting. Like, but those are just large swaths of time. It's like miserable being a fan and waiting that long.
Yeah.
You have to like stop being a fan just to move on with your life. Like, you have to be like, okay, let me just cleanse my brain of all this so that I can like because I know that when it comes back, I'm gonna just watch the whole thing all the way through after and just like experience it as many
Yeah.
times as I can.
These better be like 3 hour long
I was gonna
episodes,
say the
please.
fucking last episode better be like 3 hours. Like, I'm not even joking. I mean,
I need them
each,
to like wrap this up. I need no loose ends. I don't want rushed storyline. I don't want
yeah,
fucking 3 days later. I'm looking at you, Duffer Brothers.
don't rush the last episode. I mean, it's too late now, but please, I know they're listening. Please
How
do not rush the last episode.
how are you gonna kill Eddie? Leave it like that, and then be like, 3 days later. The fuck happened in those three
I
days?
know. They do that a lot where it's like, show me the grief, please. Like, show me the process. Don't take me to yeah. But anyway, I feel like because it's the last season and because Joe Quinn's like just his character just completely like captivated everybody in a way that I
Mm-hmm.
think that nobody like imagined. Like, I think even the Duffer Brothers were surprised by just his performance and his chemistry with all the other characters, which is like,
Clearly, they don't have any foresight because, like, they shot the shit with Chrissy and then killed her off. And then they were like, ooh, actually, they have a
yeah,
lot of chemistry.
they had
Fuck.
so much chemistry. Yeah. That would have been so I think, but that made it all just the more, like, sweet. He's just so lovable, and his career is just I mean, his life changed, like, completely,
Mm-hmm.
like, he's in, like, 3 other major franchises, that's crazy. Like, Fantastic Four, Gladiator, and A Quiet Place, like, bro, like, all I mean and I mean, Eddie was like a main character, but yeah, I'm so just depressed on when I think about all that. It just makes me so sad. And then when yeah, I remember when Dustin and Eddie like had that moment, I was just like, oh no, they're gonna kill him. Like that's just, and if they kill Steve, I swear to God, that's my number one prediction though, is that Steve is gonna like sacrifice himself for like Nancy or Dustin or
Any of the
something.
kids, like he loves them so
Yeah.
much.
Did you see were you the one that sent me they all went to a Charlie XCX concert and it was
Yes,
literally
love that for them.
it was literally giving he was the babysitter at the concert as well. Like
He's
it was
mama.
yeah. He's so baby girl. Ugh. He's
Oh,
so baby girl. This makes me feel happy. I started this episode feeling not so happy and it's
but you
just
gotta think
nice.
about Joe Keery and Joe Quinn,
Yeah, we
and
just think
then life
about
is less miserable.
yeah, thinking about artists and the power of art and just like talking to you and the power of friendship and just knowing that like we're going to be there for each other. We're here for our listeners. Reminder everybody just like take rest, take care of yourself, do what you can. One of my friends was texting me yesterday and said like this feels like the part in Harry Potter where Voldemort comes back and
Mm-hmm.
Dumbledore, I think he's also gone or whatever. Or it's like, and basically they have to form the resistance like on their own, and it's like just a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
kids, you know?
Don't make me
Because
have
like
to reread the Harry Potter series. I'm already like 90% done with Twilight.
you should. I feel like like Twilight, Harry Potter.
Be a child again. I'm that much through with Breaking Dawn, which is the last one.
How readable is it now as an adult? Like, is it still? Does it hold up, or it's like a little silly, goofy?
It's oh no, it's for sure silly goofy. But I think it was always silly goofy to anybody who wasn't a teenager. But you know,
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like as a teenager, I was like, this is pros.
this is hot. This is oh my
This is
god, Edward.
so. is it still hot?
No.
I
There's
have to reread.
no like explicit anything in there. You have to like
Oh,
infer everything except for the way that Bella talks about Jacob's ever growing giant man body. Like
she.
she's just constantly like, he's somehow bigger than the last time I saw him. He's got to be closer to 7 foot now than 6. She just, every time he comes up after she hasn't seen him for a couple of days, she's like, he's somehow bigger than before. And I'm like, girl, you have a whole ass boyfriend.
Oh my
Like,
God. I remember they didn't show this in the movies, but or maybe they did the tent scene where Bella is like cold and Jacob has to. I was an Edward girly all the way, but that moment I was like, damn, I would like totally pick the guy who could keep me warm. Like Edward
I
is probably
was,
hurting right now.
yeah, no, I was full Team Jacob. I don't want to out myself or anything, but
Girl, out
I,
yourself.
let me see if I can find the picture. I fully received a pajama set as a gift, I think for Christmas when I was a teen, deep, knee deep, chest deep in the Twilight, fandom and everything. And I fully received a gift of a pajama set that said, it said Wolf Girl and had like a wolf paw. I can't.
Girl, what I would give for those photos.
No, I have it. I know it's here somewhere. Hang on.
I don't remember you having a Wolf Girl PJ set.
Oh
I definitely remember that in so many of the oh God.
my god.
You better send this to me. Wait, join the what?
Join the pack! Girl! This
Girl.
is like January 31st of 2010. Yeah, so I was a Jacob girl through and through until he imprinted on the baby. And then I was like, Jacob, I know you
That
can't
was
help it, but
hard to
that's fucking
read.
freaky.
That was hard to read, bro. That was weird.
I know he's got no say in it, but it still makes me uncomfortable.
No, that's weird. And then like in the movie it's like they just be spending time together. And I'm like, why are you feeling romantic for that 6-year-old right now?
They
And
explain
then
it
she
better in the
eventually
books.
grows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They explain it better in the books because he's not actually, and this is how you know Stephanie like had this in mind. Like this was always the plan was for him to imprint on a child because he talks about how Quill, I think, imprints on another girl's daughter who's 2.
Oh, like she set it up. Okay.
Yeah. So he imprints on her, and Bella was like, that's weird. And he's like, it's not like that. Like, basically, imprinting is being whoever they need you to be.
Yeah.
Like, so being like a babysitter or a friend or like
Okay.
a
It's
best
just
friend,
like
like a
soulmate.
caregiver. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Until they're old enough to then be romantic with you, which just feels like grooming.
That
It
feels like
just
grooming
feels
because it's
weird.
like you've seen them in child form.
Yeah. And like the
Dude,
the werewolves like don't age until they like want to basically until they stop phasing
yeah.
into a wolf for like an extended period of time. So like as long as they keep changing, they'll stay the same age while this child grows up and then they can be like now it's time to smooch. And that just feels weird.
That's so weird. That does feel
Yeah.
like grooming. It's giving there was this Drake song. What does he say? He's like something something. I even F the girl I used to babysit, but that was years later on some crazy shit. And he says that. I mean, this song came out like 10 years ago or so. It's like an older song of his. And I'm like, and we were surprised by any of the like recent news. Like, ew. I think that's gross. Like
Yeah.
major gross.
Mhm.
And to admit it in a song is absolutely bonkers, bananas, wild. No, thank you. This is the year of just like boycotting like celebrities and like people. Like I can just no longer. I fear I can no longer separate the art from the artist, y'all.
Yeah. Drake has
And
always kind of given me the ick.
yeah, you have a great like ickometer. I feel like
I
people
have
that
a
I like
sixth
haven't
sense.
clocked. Yeah, I haven't clocked. You're like, yeah, I could tell he was on some shit. I was like, what? I did not gather this, ma'am.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you have such like rose-colored glasses when it comes to people that you like they say like something that you like or you like their art or their music or whatever. You're just like, "Oh, that's a cool person." And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can see through the veil.
Yeah, like
You
the
got something about you.
podcast thing you sent me, dude. I'm so like, bro. I will be
Sometimes I can just
hardcore
tell.
deep
Yeah,
diving
sometimes you just
after.
look at somebody and you're like, something
I
about you is
just,
off."
I'm not like an inherently suspicious person, but like since Tuesday, I've been having some weird like thoughts and just like things that are just
Unsuspicious as fuck.
yeah, like it's just uncharacteristic for me, which is just scary. Like because we need to have trust in a society, and I just feel like social trust is like gone. But anyway, I don't talk about it.
I don't trust nobody.
I know, but I do, and I feel like it's a beautiful thing to trust people, and to have that like go away is just really jarring because it's like society doesn't work without some level of trust. We have to trust that the roads that we built were good enough to drive on. We have to trust that our mail is coming. We have to trust like we have to just kind of blindly believe in like the consistency of some things. So to have it eroded at so many levels, like just walking around or like just driving. Hey, Gizmo.
He's back.
Gizmo. Gizmo says, I want to be part of this trust dialogue.
He the only one I trust.
Yeah,
No,
he's very.
I don't trust. I mean, I trust, but it's not like I don't know. I'm always just
You,
like there's a level of suspicion to like everything for me. I don't know.
yeah. I mean,
I can't say
I.
it's a good thing, but it's just a thing.
It's probably like for both of us, like trauma responses that we've built up from like being continually disappointed or whatever. It's ultimately like a good thing to be skeptical and smart and scrutinizing of like the situations that you're in.
Mhm.
I just try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, like I mean, we've even had people come recently like our oven isn't working and our fridge isn't working. So I'm just chilling right now, which is like
Yikes.
and even people coming into our house, I'm like, do you think I should have rights? Let me know. It's like, what's the password to get in?
Oh
And
my
it's
god.
like, women are people or something, you know? And it's like, or just, I don't know, just I see someone and I'm like, damn, I don't know. Like, there's 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
That chances are higher where you are. It's a
Oh,
pure, I
it's
think it's like a,
significantly higher.
yeah, it's like a 75-25 chance that the people you interact with don't think that you're as intelligent or as worthy of good things as them. It's crazy. You should tell the story about the person who wouldn't talk to you about a service you were trying to render. They just wanted to talk to your husband.
Oh my god. Have I not told that story already?
Maybe you did. I don't know. Are we like
I can't remember.
geriatric and we can't remember? You've
No, I
told
don't
a couple stories, but they just wouldn't. You've told the quote story, I think, or no?
I don't think I have. I know I've told you about it, but I can't remember if we've talked about it here. But yeah, we were getting like quotes for roofs, and um the first person that I got to come out like would not give me amounts unless my husband was here. And I was the one who called them. I was the only point of contact they ever had. He looked up the like not like the permits, but like the specs of the house. So like the house ownership and size and stuff of the house, because I mean that's part of their job. But he saw that there was a man listed on there and was like, let me give me a call when you and your husband are both available and we can go over the numbers. And I was like, okay, but he works like, and the hours change all the time. So he's not really going to be available like all the time. So you can't just give me the amounts. And it took legitimately 2 weeks for him to finally send over the amount just to me. And I had to lie to him and tell him my husband was going out of town because he doesn't get home at the same time every single day. So I never know when he's going to be exactly home. And I'm not trying to call somebody to come back out to talk to both of us. Like, just give me the fucking amount, bro. And it took 2 weeks for him to finally send over the quote. And he was almost 10 grand higher than everybody else that had given me quotes. So that was fun.
That's actually so crazy to me. Like that he just wouldn't even just pass you the information without your husband present. Like what the fuck? Are you just like incapable of computing numbers, Haley? Is that what it is?
Must
You're
be. I
just
must
like
be.
that was so crazy when you told me that. Pretty much since then, I'm like subtly, but not so subtly campaigning for you to just like move. I'm like, get out of there. Let's go. I'm trying to bounce. Let's go. Ireland, UK, let's go. I don't need this shit.
I had another bad experience with an AC company like a year or more ago as well, where like they came out. It wasn't like a misogynistic thing or anything like that, but they just like wouldn't give me the information that I wanted. Um and like forgot about me. They were like, "We'll have a quote to you like in a couple of days." And I was like, "Okay, great." And a couple of days goes by, I call them back and I'm like, "Hey, just checking, like what's going on with this?" And she was like, "Oh, sorry, we got to like source the part since it's an older machine, and we'll let you know what we come back with." I didn't hear anything back from them for like 2 months, and then they called me back and they're like, "Hey, did you still want the quote for the new AC?" And I was like, "No, I wanted you to tell me how much the fucking part to fix it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a quote on a new AC now. It's already
Yeah.
fucking fixed. It's been 2 fucking months."
Okay, let's close on sharing a fun fact about the other person that people might be surprised to know. But I gotta think about it first. I have a couple floating around. I feel like I have a few, but we've already probably revealed them. like I was gonna talk about when you were obsessed with Premier League in high school. But I feel like we've already talked about that. You would literally watch games at 3, 4 a.m. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
You were like obsessed with like
It was
Messi and
over the
like
summer.
was it over the summer?
Yeah.
Regardless,
Because it wasn't
girl.
Premier League, it was FIFA.
Oh,
It
FIFA
was the
speaks.
World Cup of 2014.
But you were like 14 and you like grew up and I'm like, how did you even become a part? You were like, you and your friends, I remember, were really into like the whole culture around it. You were like obsessed with Messi and like all these and I was just like, what the fuck? And you would watch the games and be like, come
I still feel that way. I like soccer. It's not bad.
on. Soccer
Women's
is
soccer is
fun.
way tougher than men's soccer, though. And
Yeah,
hockey is like soccer, but faster paced and smaller playing field. So,
yeah, and like on ice,
and they
that
beat the
whole.
shit out of each other. And I
I
fucking
know.
like that. I
It's
like seeing
funny.
fist fights.
A body, is that
Yeah.
what it is? Yeah, you got a lot of anger to get out. You should then. You should do something that lets you get it
I
out of your
should fight
system.
people. I should be in
Well,
physical altercation.
no, no, no. But maybe do like boxing or something. I don't know. Do something to get it out of your system, bro. You don't want that shit to like fester.
Mm,
But yeah, I was gonna say something punching bag related and I forgot. I
mm.
think I want to get a punching bag. Oh no, the glare's too much. I think I want to get a punching bag though. I think that that would really help me because I do have. I feel like what did we used to do? We would just like scream at our pillows. That's so like 20, that's like so 2004 coded for me. Is like screaming into my pillow. Ugh, did you ever do that? Did you ever like scream or cry into your pillow?
Cry, yes. Scream, only rarely.
Wow. So that was my fun
Crying
fact
for
about
sure.
you.
My
What's
fun
your
fact for Caitlin is that she thinks pickles and brownies go together.
absolutely the perfect blend of sweet and savory? That's a hill I will die on. Literally. That's some like pregnancy cravings. Like I was just eating like a pregnant woman when I was like younger. I would
Dude,
just
it was like a 10 p.m. She'd go out to go to the bathroom when we lived together, and you would come back in the dark room with a brownie and a pickle. And I'd be like, what are you, like, I'd be trying to sleep. She'd be like,
Yeah. That do be exactly how eating a pickle sounds. It's like yeah, it's literally that sound. Yeah, with like a
and then the
nice
dark room would just smell like pickle. And there's nothing less soothing than fucking pickle smell when you're trying to fucking sleep. But still to this day, she texts me like, what was it, a week ago? You were like, I made brownies. Now I'm having a pickle and a brownie. You're a fucking freak.
right though. Like what is the deal? Pickles and brownies, they just go so well together. It's like the
They
perfect sweet
don't.
and savory. Maybe I'll
Ugh.
add a little pickle juice in my brownie and I'll do like
Ugh.
pickle brownies.
I'm gonna be sick.
I'm so gonna try that. Okay, good job. Thanks for sticking around and listening to the Kindred Spirits Club today. Thanks for being a spirited kindred with us. Take care of yourself. Try to just be present and enjoy. Scream into a pillow, eat a pickle and a brownie if you need to. Yell and watch FIFA if you need to. Thanks for sticking around.
Go.
We love you guys. Peace out.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Artlist.io